Hi, my name is Brandy Minks. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and a board-certified nutrition support clinician. I'm going over the first 3 basic principles of intuitive eating. Most people, when they hear this term, think, does this mean that I can eat whatever and however much that I want? And the answer to that is kind of. There is some truth to this, but it's more important to tune into your body to understand the what and the how much. So the first step is to assess your hunger before you start eating. You can even give yourself a rating of 1 to 10. 1 being you're not hungry at all, and 10 being you could eat everything in sight. Now, when you start to sense your hunger, rate yourself and decide if you want to eat now or wait until you're more hungry. When you decide you do want to eat, go right ahead, but pay attention now to your fullness or satiety levels. Again, rate yourself from 1 to 10 and decide ahead of time when you would like to stop eating. Would you prefer to stop when you're at maybe a 6 or 7, when you're comfortably full, or a 9 or 10 when you're stuffed and just feeling sick and gross? Practice listening and following your body's fullness signals and stop eating even if there is still food on the plate. If you have trouble feeling those hunger and fullness cues, that's okay. It's going to take a little bit longer for you, maybe, for those signals to return. And working with an intuitive eating specialist can really help. We were all born to be intuitive eaters with hunger and fullness signals. Think about a baby. A baby cries when it's hungry, and it eats very easily when it's offered that milk, right? But when the baby is full, it is not easy to get them to eat more. They turn their head, they clamp their mouth shut, and their attention shifts to something else. They're not paying attention to that food anymore. Now let's talk about what to eat. You are not a robot that wants to eat the same meal day after day. Your cravings and food desires shift and rotate. And I bet you want to eat healthy, and you probably do most of the time. But there are foods that just have that attraction, that overwhelming craving, right? So step 3 is to be aware of food rules that you have placed on yourself and delete those rules. When you assign foods to be good or bad, then that's when you start to get into trouble, okay? So I'll give you an example. You're craving pizza, and you say to yourself, pizza is such an unhealthy food, I should not eat that, that's bad for me. But your craving is really powerful, and you decide, okay, I'll order some pizza, and I'll just have 1 slice, and then fill up on a bunch of salad. But that's probably not what happens. And after you've eaten as much pizza as you can, you feel really guilty and mad at yourself. And that rule that you made for yourself only increased your desire to eat it, and as much as possible. Because who knows the next time that you will allow yourself to have that treat again. You can still satisfy that craving and eat intuitively though. Start by rating your hunger level. Tell yourself that you can have as much pizza as you want. And you don't have to feel guilty for liking or eating the pizza, okay? When you start to feel full, then you can decide to slow down or stop. Tell yourself if you want more, you can have more later when you're hungry again. And it's okay to keep eating even if you're full, but be conscious and be mindful of this. And just know that that's what you're choosing to do. Oftentimes, once you satisfy the craving in a non-shameful way, you can actually enjoy the meal and still feel good after eating it. By following your hunger and fullness cues, your body learns to trust you again. Trust that you are going to feed it what it needs to be healthy, but also to satisfy those cravings when they come. If you decided today that intuitive eating is your next adventure, please comment down below. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can visit me on my website, minksmedicalnutritiontherapy.com, and check out the weight-neutral nutrition counseling that I offer. In my next video, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how to incorporate nutrition into intuitive eating. But until then, take care.